welcome you to our first Mr. L's weekly update of the year. Thank you. It's my first time doing this. I'm pretty good with iMovie and some computer stuff here, so I'm trying to get a blog video out there on the website to kind of bring the website to life. Obviously, you can read each tab, but here I am going to try and go through each one and let you know what's going on right now, and then weekly they'll be much shorter with just kind of bullet points on what's going on. So bear with me on the first video here as I work out the kinks, but I'll basically go through each tab and let you know what's there. So here is my first attempt at Mr. L's weekly update. Alright, so first things first, on the homepage you should see that the progress reports have been posted online. Myself and Mrs. Carrero decided to post all the students for term 3 regardless of their grades, so everyone's up there. If you have any questions on progress reports, you can email Edline and they'll be able to help you out with anything login issues, but if you have any questions with the grades, obviously let myself or Mrs. Carrero know. Alright, the next couple tabs mirror basically my 5 whiteboards in the classroom based on important events and agenda items. So on there you'll see anything from the district calendar, you'll see any upcoming MCAS dates, any days off, any events going on in the school. You'll also see the homework for both ELA and writing together, and then social studies separate. So check back there every week. I usually post a Sunday night, and you can see what your child has for homework that week and what's coming up, quizzes, study guides, things like that. So check out that tab quite regularly to be updated on what's going on during the week. Alright, the next tab is the reading tab. That goes along with our Reading Street program. We've taken a few days off because of the Math MCAS and Science MCAS, but this is the one that people use the most because it lists the spelling words. I post the weekly question that kind of goes along with our unit question to keep the kids thinking of a general theme for each story that goes with our units. So here on the main, if you click just reading, it'll say what tab we're currently on. I think that's what people get confused sometimes because it says all the weeks, but you need to make sure you're on the correct tab. So I post what the date range is and what week would be on. So currently we just finished Unit 3, Week 4. So when you click on those units, you'll see the skill and strategy, the vocabulary, the spelling, the vocab words for the week, all the spelling words, and then I usually link a game that goes along with the main skill for the week. So you get a view of what the story is if you're interested in talking about what your child's reading in school at home, so you can see what the story is and basically get all the information on what we'll be working on for that week for reading. Alright, in the writing tab you're going to find Term 3's writing, which is a compare and contrast essay. It connects to Unit 3 with our inventors and artists and how they inspire us. So we started focusing on inventions. So this past week students started to brainstorm how they could compare a modern invention with how it was in the past. So they're going to pick from a list. We kind of compiled one as 2 classes. So they're going to be picking an invention to find all the similarities between new and old and all the differences. We'll be making some trips to the library, using the iPad to do some research, and they'll be writing this over the next week or so here. So be on the lookout for the student samples. I should be posting those on the website once we finish them, and they'll have a good idea of how inventions kind of have transpired over time and how they've inspired us to make the world an easier, better place for inventions. In social studies, we've taken a break because of the math and science MCAS, and I've actually been helping Mrs. Carrero out, teaching a little science, nice little break up in my schedule, but we will be coming back to the revolution. We've done everything leading up to the causes of the war, the French and Indian War, which caused all the debt for King George III here, and now we're getting into the actual battles. We talked about all the taxes that the colonists didn't enjoy. We talked about which side they'd choose, whether they're a loyalist, a neutralist, or a patriot, and now we're really into the battles. So we talked about The Boston Massacre. We've watched some cool videos, some interactives that I posted under the social studies tab as well, so be on the lookout for those. And now we're actually up to Bunker Hill, which was kind of the first major battle of the war, and we'll be moving forward. So if you look in your child's social studies folder, they should have a My Revolutionary War booklet. That will be the notes, which is a little different than the regular notes I've been sending out over the past couple chapters, but that will be their notes that we go over in class. They draw an illustration to go with it, kind of jog their memory with a picture instead of just notes all the time. So be on the lookout for them updating each battle that we go through. I believe we're going to talk about 6 major battles throughout the course of the Revolution, and we'll eventually have a quiz on all this information. I'm not exactly sure the date yet, but as soon as I have that squared away, I'll post that for you guys and get a study guide out to you and on the website as well. So took a little break to focus on some important stuff, and now we'll be coming back to equally important Revolution. So thank you for bearing with us on the little break in social studies. Alright, the Class Dojo tab is our classroom behavior management tool that I've started in the beginning of the year, moved away from it, and now I've come back to it. What it basically does is it assigns points to students for good and bad behavior. Now, oftentimes you usually only hear about the bad, so it's good because the kids that are always doing what they need to be doing get some recognition as well. So things like teamwork, staying on task, transitioning, helping others out are all positive ways you can earn points. And then the negative, obviously, being a disruption, talking out, not passing in assignments, and things like that can deduct from your points. So it keeps a percentage of that during a date range, which I can select. In this case, it's going to be for term 3. And after every 2 weeks, it compiles everything up, and we give the kids a choice to shop in my classroom store. So if they get 100% for the week, they start off at 10 Mr. L's Wacky Bucks, and it moves down in increments from there. They really buy into the system. It keeps the class, on task and doing what we need to, and it has some accountability for them at this point in 5th grade. Obviously, they want to earn the money to buy some things in the store, but it also keeps your classmates on you to be helping one another out and kind of foster a good community in our classroom here. So the point system. It gets emailed to you every week. Actually, the website sends home an automatic email. So if you contacted me and gave me your email, I can see on the website who's connected with me. So most all parents have. If you haven't and you'd like to, just send me an email and I can add you to the list. But the reports can be emailed to you earlier if you'd like, but they do go out once a week, and I will be using it for my grading purposes for term 3 for conduct. Not so much effort, because I'll combine effort with the classwork as well. But I figured instead of just getting a grade on your report card, you might as well be able to see what your child's doing conduct-wise in the classroom. So it kind of brings behavior to life for you and for your child to keep on track. They have logins as well if they want to go home and check it out and change their little character and things like that. So help me out at home and try and support that, and to have a good classroom community where we're focused on what we need to be doing. On top of all the other things I've been adding to the website, I've finally been updating the classroom happenings. Now that we've got the iPad, I figured I needed to post some pictures to show you, and hopefully we'll be posting more as the year goes on or finishes up here. Obviously, I'll take the iPad out of the box now that I have all the contracts signed, but the kids got to hold it and check it out, and they actually named it Jeffrey. Not quite sure where that name came from, but hey, it passed with flying colors, and our iPad mini is Mr. Jeffrey. So check out that for some updated photos of what's going on in the class, and we'll see how that goes for the rest of the year. If you noticed as well, there's a games tab that's shown up there. I compiled a list of games that have to do with reading and writing, so at any time your kids want to get on the website and practice and get some skills. I know we obviously play the video games and are at the TV and all that stuff, but when they're not outside, hopefully, and they need something to be practicing, there's a ton of cool links, a lot of cool games online that are educationally based, so not just the sports and shooter games and all the stuff that the kids are into these days. So check out that tab. There's tons of cool links. They're all age appropriate and safe websites. So if you have some time, check them out. The journal writing tab is also new. Part of our new centers, there's a daily journal prompt that goes around. The kids are asked at least one journal a week that they need to complete. They can complete all 5 every week if they'd like to, but they're only asked to do 1 full journal per week. Every 2 weeks, I've started to collect a final draft. Now that checklist in rubric almost is posted on the website. They need to follow that format. I had a lot of kids pass it in, and it's like they didn't even look at the sheet, and we went over it in class. So help me out at home on that note. It's just a final draft. They've already written the journal, so they should be taking their rough draft, putting it in a format. I ask that it be handwritten neatly or typed, preferably typed if they can, and set up with that checklist there. So check that out. The next one is going to be due May 17th. It's a Friday. And that needs to be turned in to me. They don't need to pass in the checklist with it. That's for you to keep at home. But all the journal prompts that are assigned are listed on the website in the event that they forgot their journal. That doesn't seem to ever happen, of course, but they are there if that is the case. So be on the lookout. Check out the checklists. Your students should have, or your children, sorry, should have the journals with them. So be on the lookout. The last thing that I want to talk about is just the new Donors Choose tab here. I posted my project over the summer last year. It's a cool website. It's all teachers, anyone in the world can donate, but it's for teachers and educators where they post materials they might need for their students. Now, once they post it, they have to write a letter. It has to be approved, and then they can go to one of the vendor stores that the website provides. In this case, I chose an iPad. Because I love using technology in the classroom, and the kids, eat up that idea, and it actually brings learning to life instead of me just standing talking all the time. And they get to really get hands-on use with that, especially because my classroom doesn't have computers in it, unfortunately. So I tried to get the iPad funded. It didn't work. It ran out. It has a window to do it. So I posted it again, but I went with the cheaper iPad mini, and magically, in one day, we had enough money donated, one by a huge anonymous donor, which is incredible to see. Some teacher in the state donated quite a bit of money to us, and a few of my friends. So the iPad was ordered, it was shipped, and it was delivered. Here it is here. They named it Jeffrey, as I told you in an earlier post. I bought a case for it, so it's indestructo now, and this cool little octopus looking adapter for headphones, so we can plug in up to 5 headphones at once so the kids can listen to stories and keep the sound down while they're working on an activity. So it's an amazing website. If you have any teacher friends out there, let them know. It's donorschoose.org. I know Oprah Winfrey and Bill Gates have been huge supporters of this website. The kids will be writing thank you cards this coming Friday to send back to the donors. I did take pictures. And you will be getting a permission slip for that, just to allow your kid's photo to be put on the website if that is okay with you. So in the future, if you look to come back on the website, I might have a new project posted there, and donations are certainly always welcome. And I really do appreciate those that supported our classroom by donating to get this iPad. So the kids will get some use with it for the remaining month and a half of school. So nice work. So that wraps up our first ever Mr. L's video blog. I'll try and smile a little more in the next one now that I'm watching these videos back over. I gotta get the smile going here, seeing yourself on camera. So anyway, I'll try and see how this works out. Any feedback is certainly welcome. There is a contact me tab at the bottom of the homepage, and you obviously have my email. But I'd love to know what you guys think about the blog. Yay, nay, maybe, I don't know. Maybe you just don't want to see my face. You'd rather just read my words. Whatever you choose, all criticisms, concerns, comments are welcome. Oh, happy Mother's Day, by the way.